Timber pallets are one of our most important and frequently used logistics platforms and fundamental to the movement of platforms in many supply chains across Australia and the world. Approximately 300 million CHEP platforms go through global supply chains on any given day. This video will highlight best practice when handling CHEP timber pallets and their unit loads, as well as recommendations on pallet care and safety. By adopting best practice, not only do you minimise risk of pallet and unit load damage, you also enable a safer and more controlled working environment. Your platforms are being transported safely and securely from dispatch to delivery. The life cycle of a CHEP pallet. CHEP's share and reuse model means that CHEP pallets in the supply chain goes through a conditioning process where they are either digitally scanned or visually inspected and repaired if needed before being finally repainted with our trademark CHEP blue colour. Pallets coming out of our service centres are fit for purpose. If we handle pallets with care, this will ensure the quality and transit of products throughout the supply chain. When transporting pallets, extreme care must be taken when loading or unloading vehicles to minimise the risk of damage to the vehicle and unit load. Visual inspection to confirm that pallets are received in a fit-for-purpose condition. To reduce safety risks, forklifts should work within an exclusion zone from pedestrians and transport drivers when carrying out the loading or unloading of pallets from vehicles. Pallets can be reused providing they meet fit-for-purpose requirements. However, only a conditioned pallet provides customer confidence. All loads exiting your site must be appropriately secured. You can use your own vehicles to collect platforms from CHEP. Alternatively, you can use CHEP Logistics to move your platforms to locations around Australia. Ensure that the pallet is structurally sound and in good working order prior to using or loading the pallet. Avoid overloading the pallet at one end and causing the product to hang over the edge of the pallet. Secure the pallet with a stretch wrap or other suitable method. Ensure all loads are appropriately secured and contained, but that pallet wrap does not obscure the forklift entry more than 1/3 of the entry areas. The most common fault in pallet handling is forklift damage on the pallet lead boards and bottom boards. Damage specifically to these boards can also damage your product or affect the stability of your load. Note the following guidelines for safe handling methods and to minimise pallet and product damage. Whether using a forklift or pallet jack, enter the pallet square on and align with the centre of the load. Never enter the pallet from an angle. Keep forks horizontal. Tilted forks can damage the pallet and the product. Set the width of the forks to be as wide as possible to ensure load stability. Ensure forklift tines are the correct length for the pallet you are lifting. When engaging and disengaging a load, ensure forks are at correct height to avoid damaging product or the pallet. Ensure tines are inserted completely into the pallet before lifting. Hitting pallets at speed with a forklift will create lead board pushback, splinters and loose boards. This can compromise the integrity of the pallets and your products sitting on them. The maximum tolerance for lead board pushback is 15mm. In order to prevent this, pallets with or without products need to be picked up carefully with the tines of the forklift. It is important that pallets should not be dragged or pushed along the floor with forklifts. Forks must be lowered when travelling. When carrying a load, the mast should be tilted back and the load maintained at a minimum height above the floor. Your products are your assets and the pallet is there to protect them. Ensure the racking system is compatible with the pallet you are using. Approach pallets squarely, not at an angle or when turning. Raise the pallet to the desired level carefully and smoothly. Check that the height of the load has adequate clearance in the racking. Position the pallet securely along the beams and within the depth of the rack. Ensure no contact is made with the adjoining rack structure or pallets before lowering the pallet. Carefully lower the pallet onto the support beams and release the load from the forks. Once in contact with the support beams, the pallet must not be dragged across the structure. Ensure the pallet is evenly and safely positioned on the rack. Withdraw forks completely before lowering them to the ground. When removing a pallet from the racking, ensure the pallet is clear of the rack and the adjacent pallets. To ensure your products are secure, never use damaged pallets to store or rack product. Always remove and set aside all damaged or contaminated pallets in a safe area. Do not repair damaged pallets, return them to CHEP. Poor pallet handling may result in a number of issues for your business and your customer's business. As well as presenting a safety risk to yourself and others around you, it can also lead to collapsed pallets, falls from height, automation jams, extra labour costs, and wasting precious time during the day. This will mean that your products will spend less time on shelves for customers while issues are resolved, increasing the possibility of running out of stock and loss of sales revenue. For information on pallet quality requirements required for retailers, please refer to their supplier standards. Alternatively, speak with your local CHEP representative. And for more information, contact your CHEP customer service at 13 CHEP.